In the heart of Akoko, a thriving village in West Africa, lived Boma. He was a man of imposing stature, his voice booming like thunder, and his confidence as vast as the savannah. His reputation, however, was as thorny as a desert rose. Boma held women in low regard, viewing them as delicate ornaments, pretty but fragile, their opinions as fleeting as the morning mist. A woman's place, he'd declare, his voice echoing through the village square, is in the home, tending to the heart and bearing strong sons. His words, sharp as shards of glass, cut deep into the heart of the village women, who avoided him with a mixture of fear and disdain. Then came the day the traders arrived, their camels laden with silks, spices, and stories from distant lands. Among them was Zuri, a woman whose beauty shimmered like moonlight on a still lake. Her eyes, deep and knowing, held the wisdom of ancient tales, and her laughter, like the tinkling of wind chimes, filled the air with a sweet melody. Boma, usually impervious to such charms, was struck by Zuri's presence like a bolt of lightning. He found himself tongue-tied, his usual arrogance melting away like dew in the morning sun. He began to court her, bringing her gifts of rare beads and woven cloths, reciting poems he'd never bothered to learn before. He listened to her stories, her laughter, and for the first time in his life, he saw a woman as more than just a pretty face. Zuri, initially cautious, saw a flicker of genuine change in Boma's eyes. She saw the effort he made to shed his old skin, to become a man worthy of her respect. She found herself drawn to his newfound vulnerability, his eagerness to learn, and his quiet admiration. Meanwhile, Congo, Boma's younger brother, watched their courtship with a quiet longing. He was a gentle soul, a dreamer, his heart filled with poetry and music. He saw in Zuri a kindred spirit, a woman who understood the language of his soul. He admired her intelligence, her compassion, and the way her eyes sparkled when she spoke of her dreams. As Boma became more absorbed in his pursuit of Zuri, Congo found himself spending more time in her company. They shared stories, dreams, and quiet moments under the star-studded African sky. A bond grew between them, a silent understanding that transcended words. One moonlit night, under the whispering baobab tree, their unspoken connection blossomed into a passionate embrace. Congo, overwhelmed by his feelings, confessed his love for Zuri. Zuri, torn between her affection for Boma and the deep connection she felt with Congo, succumbed to the forbidden love. Months later, Zuri's secret became undeniable. The village buzzed with whispers, the air thick with judgment. Boma, his world shattered, confronted Zuri, his voice a broken whisper. Zuri, her eyes filled with tears, confessed her betrayal, revealing that the child she carried was Congo's. The revelation struck Boma like a physical blow, leaving him hollow and broken. His pride, once his shield, now lay in shattered pieces at his feet. He retreated to his hut, the silence within mirroring the emptiness in his heart. Congo, burdened by guilt and love, stood before Boma, ready to face his brother's wrath. But Boma, his spirit crushed, offered no anger, only a silent, heartbreaking grief. Zuri, unable to bear the weight of her actions, left Akoko, seeking solace in a distant village. Congo remained, his heart heavy with regret, his love for Zuri a bittersweet memory. Boma, the once arrogant man, became a recluse, his laughter replaced by a quiet sorrow. He spent his days wandering the hills, a solitary figure, a reminder of the destructive power of pride and the fragile nature of love. The village of Akoko, once vibrant with gossip and judgment, fell into a somber silence. The story of Boma, Zuri, and Congo became a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the strongest hearts can be broken, and that love, in its most complex form, can leave wounds that never fully heal.